सबसे प्यारा देश हमारा है, जन्मभूमि है हमारी, शान से कहेंगे हम, सब ही तो भाई भाई प्यार से रहेंगे हम। हिंदुस्तानी नाम हमारा है, सबसे प्यारा देश हमारा है।
Welcome, Mr. Srinivas Rao. This is a very special moment, I would say, because we are in the midst of the National Conference on Bridging the Yield Gap in Fisheries and Aquaculture being organized at College of Fisheries, Mangalore. I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. K. Srinivas Rao, Executive Director, Technozone Environmental Solutions Private Limited, based in Chennai and Bangalore. Friends, in nutshell, I must say, Mr. Srinivas Rao has been working abroad for the last 19 years. He was at US for 10 years, he was in UK for 7 years, and he was in Kenya for 2 years as a techie. He's basically an engineer, but he returned to India back to his family vocation, that is farming. His father was in the cultivation of paddy all the while, all the past decades, but Srinivas took to aquaculture. Today, Mr. Srinivas says he has become great fan of aquaculture. This is a great tribute to our friend Dr. M.C. Nandisha, who toiled all his life as a professional in fisheries sector, as a professor. His dream is being fulfilled with the example of Mr. Srinivas Rao, who took to aquaculture very recently. Initially, to begin with, only in 1 acre, and he saw a lot of profit in 1 acre. What his father lost in paddy cultivation, he could made up through aquaculture. Mr. Srinivas, tell me, after having seen success,
yes, sir,
what advice you give to young fisheries graduates?
Put it very simply, around 4 years back when I came back to India after having spent 19 years overseas, I had no clue about aquaculture. So I thought I'll help my father manage the farm, mechanize it in the best possible way, and try some modern methods of farming. And at some points in the past 4 years, several times I must say, I regretted not being an aquaculture graduate. While I'm an engineer basically, I needed some technical information about the culture and how to do the best management practices in aquaculture. And in this process, I must sincerely thank our inland fisheries department, Dr. Sina Paro, Dr. Shivakumar, and at the same time, I must say, it was my good fortune. I got hooked up with NFDB, National Fisheries Development Board, and at that time, Dr. Vasudeva, who was our Karnataka man, he was an executive director there. He was also interested in promoting aquaculture in Karnataka in a big way. And I definitely, while I've heard aquaculture is a big thing in Andhra and West Bengal, I wanted to put Karnataka on the map of aquaculture for India. We wanted to promote aquaculture in a big way.
We appreciate your interest in aquaculture.
Yes, sir.
Can you please share with us the salient outlines of the success story that you have accomplished?
Like anything, when you want to do something, it should not be in a negative way. So what I thought was that the best way to promote aquaculture is not to condemn or look at the paddy culture in a negative way, but to use both as a complement of each other. So if you're doing 10 acres of paddy, what I was promoting was you do 1 acre of aquaculture. So this 1 acre of aquaculture where you have a 10 to 15 feet deep pond, so that will support the paddy cultivation where the water is a big requirement. And at the same time, whatever production you've lost out of 1 acre of paddy, you can more than double it or triple it with the yield in aquaculture from the fisheries in the pond, 1 acre pond.
Okay. Just tell us how many number of fish, fingerlings you stocked,
Yes, sir.
which type of fish you cultured?
Initially, I wanted to play it quite safe. The traditional IMC, the Indian major carps, is what I was recommended. So Katla and Rohu was what I preferred. So in 1 acre of pond, I put around 3,000 fingerlings.
Yes.
And by the end of the year, I was able to get about 3.5 tons.
Okay.
and I was able to sell per kg around 100 rupees at the farm gate. At the farm gate. So we are able to get around 3 to 3.5 lakhs per acre in this agriculture ponds.
Yeah. Afterwards, you shifted to Pangasius species.
Yeah.
What is your experience with that new species?
Well, we had good income from IMCs there, the carbs, Indian major carbs, Katla. One of the problem was that during winter months, when it is weather was cloudy and all that, DO level, what they call dissolved oxygen level, the oxygen levels in the pond were quite low, and the fish used to come to the surface of the pond, and that got people worried that if it got any worse, then we risk the whole crop. And when I talked to Dr. Sinapha and Dr. Shivkumar in the Inland Fisheries Department, they mentioned that the existence of this variety called Pangasius, which was used in Andhra Pradesh, which was already in production in Andhra Pradesh for the past 2 years, the previous 2 years. So they recommended that I could do it here with their permission, and also we had Dr. Vasudeva in the NFDP, who was the executive director. He supported us in a big way, and we started Pangasius.
What was the stocking density of Pangasius and the yield you got?
Yes, at Pangasius we were able to, well, the recommended is anywhere from 10 to 15,000 pieces per acre. We stocked 12,000 pieces, and the average weight we received was 1 to 1.2 kg. We got around 15 tons per acre. The price, of course, of Pangasius is less than the Katla variety. It is about 20 rupees less. So we were able to get about 80 rupees at the farm. So for about 12 tons at 80 rupees, we are talking about 9 lakhs plus. But of course, the problem with Pangasius is it is a highly feed oriented. There is a lot of input costs. In fact, half the revenue goes into feed costs, more than half I should say. So out of 9 lakhs, nearly we spent 4.5 lakhs in feed itself. But still, at the end of the day, because it is a resistance to disease and it is a resistance to low oxygen levels, so we were able to get an assured yield. So even though input costs were high, 4.5 lakhs per acre, we were able to get 9 lakhs, resulting in a net income of around 4 lakhs per acre.
Congratulations. Mr. Srinivas Rao, hailing from Sindhunur, Raichur district. He basically an engineer, converted himself into an aquaculturist, and he is doing very well. We wish you all the best in the coming years.
Thank you.